Okay guys, so welcome to this next video, which focuses on paper 3, unit 6.3, local and global resilience. So we're going to carry on looking at WWF, and we're going to think about some of the limitations and problems with WWF. Now, this is in no way, shape or form intended to downgrade the fantastic work that WWF is actually doing, but there are some criticisms that have been put forward to WWF. So, of course, with any organisation, finance is an important aspect. So that's where the role of commercial sponsors actually start coming in. Now, the majority, I understand it, the majority of revenue for WWF does come from charitable donations from individuals, but this stream of funding from corporations is very, very useful for WWF. Also, if we break down that a little bit more, it's not just WWF taking the money. These corporations do use that in their branding. And so as a result of that, there needs to be some understanding and some standards that organisation needs to meet. So we're going to look at the example of IKEA and Coca-Cola. So if those companies sponsor WWF, they can use the WWF logo as part of their corporate strategy. In return, then they are helping to support the WWF role. So there we can see there's a good relationship there, and civil society absolutely should work with the private sector and with the government. However, there is a concern that conflict of interest might rise. So that's where WWF or an organisation gets dependent on that funding stream and gets manipulated. So it's really this balance of relationship between the corporation that is giving funding and the mission statement of the civil society. So we'll take a look at this video here.
We have now successfully reached an important goal of IKEA of having all IKEA products in cotton from more sustainable sources. IKEA began taking steps to transform the way cotton is grown. IKEA partnered with WWF because we shared the same view on this.
सुरुवातीला आम्ही आमच्याकडे ठिबक नव्हती, आता ठिबक केली, त्याच्यामुळे पाण्याची कमी पाण्यात उत्पन्न जादा, परत औषध सुद्धा ड्रिप देतो आम्ही. पूर्वी आम्ही औषध मारताना शरीराची काळजी घेत नव्हतो, औषध शरीरात जात होतं आणि त्यामुळे त्रास होता, दवाखान्यात जायचो. पण आता
we have helped.
Okay, so just to pause it there to have a think about what's going on. So you see actually WWF working with IKEA in the fields to improve things. There you saw that there was a section where they were explaining to cotton workers the dangers the chemicals pose that are being used. Here we can see somebody doing lab tests. So the key thing there is that IKEA and WWF share at least some elements of each other's mission statements. So far, it seems to be a very, very good partnership. And again, that word leverage comes through that relationship between WWF and IKEA. You used to leverage things.
More than 110,000 farmers to learn sustainable cotton farming. The farmers can afford better quality of life, including sending their children to the schools. IKEA, along with others, helped to set up Better Cotton Initiative. We want to see cotton become sustainable worldwide, and not only for our business. And it's about making those people visible, those who are invisible part of the supply chain. IKEA's vision is to create better everyday life for the many people, and that includes the cotton farmers as well.
Okay, so there from that video, obviously that is from IKEA, and obviously that there's going to be a particular perhaps bias will be a too strong a word, but a particular way that that information is presented. The concern here is that as that relationship develops over a period of time, the civil society might, and I'm not suggesting this has happened, but the civil society might start compromising on some of their mission statement goals when it comes to working with these organisations, because they've become dependent on that funding stream. Now, I'm not suggesting for one moment that that is the case, but that is a concern which could possibly compromise. WWF works with IKEA both on the cotton and on forestry as well. And they've also worked as in the role of a consultant there with IKEA to make IKEA businesses and stores more environmentally sensitive. I'm straying away from using the term environmentally friendly because I really don't like that term. It suggests that friendly suggests that there is a benign relationship. So I'm going to use the term there, environmentally sensitive. Okay, guys, so there you need to read this, watch this video in conjunction with the department website. So we're going to go on to think about Oxfam, which is another civil society, and think how they've been effective at actually making changes to real people on the ground.